so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
Well. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I am live. Welcome to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, a solo enterprise. My name is Casey, also known as Razanon, and the employee formerly known as Tanner Dropshot is on island time, Mahalo. He has sent an email saying that I should consider that piece of correspondence his immediate resignation from the company. Not a problem. Tanner didn't contribute at all, wasn't helpful, and that's fine. And if his plane plummets into the Pacific Ocean on his way home, so be it, dude. Because once you're not in the pod, I'm going to wash my hands of you, man. I'm going to wash my hands of you. So, anyways, welcome to the show. Tanner's not actually quitting the podcast, at least as far as I know. But he is in Hawaii, and I will give you his Airbnb address if you PayPal me 100 United States dollars. So he's not on the show, obviously, tonight. Just me. I considered reaching out for a co-host tonight. However, I'm glad I didn't because, as I suspected, pretty light, pretty scant on the content today. Really is not shit going on related to Call of Duty. I will say before I get into these announcements, you know what? Never mind. We'll get into that in a second. Let me just write it down before I forget. Fuck! I hate Google Docs. All right, hold on. Everything's gonna be fine, chat. Okay, everything's just gonna be so fucking fine. Okay, there we go. All right, so today, episode 177. As I said, I consider getting a co-host, but very few details to talk about today. Didn't really put too much into thinking about it prior to basically yesterday, because Tanner and I have been working on a lot of shit behind the scenes. We've been working on preparing for the merch drop, preparing for Vanguard. He's gone now. I had some things too, and I'll get into those in a second. So kind of all over the place, but nonetheless, today is going to be an episode for sure. Now, it's just me. There's going to be more pausing. Okay, I need to breathe. I need to drink water. I need to hit my vape. Cringe. Okay, it's going to be a little slower paced. Not too slow, but it's going to be a little slower paced. So just keep that in mind. Tanner will be back next week, ready for the Vanguard launch, ready for the merch drop. So before we get into all that, first, a couple of announcements. Welcome to our new gold patrons. Hang loose goose. Let's absolutely fucking go. King, welcome. Change it, obviously. Appreciate it, dude. I kind of like it. Hang loose goose. You need a space, though. Let's not make it all one name. Anyways, welcome aboard, buddy. Much appreciated. And Ryan P., another new gold patron. Brothers, thank you very much. Welcome aboard. Enjoy those bonus eps. And much appreciated. Also, and you guys are great. Better than you, though. New platinum patrons. Captain fucking Sparky, who's in chat tonight, I believe. Just a real fucking king, dude. He's just diving in to this small but vibrant and extremely humble community right now. Diving in, dude. And that's the kind of shit we like to see. Sparky. Change both of the names, obviously. But, hey, welcome aboard, brother. Welcome aboard indeed. Very much appreciated, dude. Also, Griff upgrading from gold to platinum on the Patreon. Huge, dude. Griff, smart fucking choice, man. Very kind of you. Honored, humbled, and privileged. Thank you very much. Also, VT Hump resubbed to me offline yesterday on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Razanon. For 9 months. And he said only 3 more resubs until I switch to Damascus. Now, he told me about this before. VT, you're here in chat. Why you have this standard? Weird. Real weird, but I'll take it, dude. Hey, I'll take it, and thanks for the 9 months. Very much appreciated, brother. Very kind of you. You'll be around for 3 more months. Hey, I have faith, dude. If you've been here 9, you're not going to stop in the next 3. You might as well just sign the deed to your home to me, honestly. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It really is that simple. And also, thanks for the resub. Dubfire, offline a few days ago, also donated, tipped generously. Dubfire 33, 20 United States fucking dollars straight to the PAL, dude, the PayPal. And we take that. And we take those. Now, no message attached. Why he sent it? Maybe he was hoping I would say, oh, by the way, go listen to his podcast, The Objective of Battlefield Podcast. They do an episode every week. Maybe he was hoping I would say that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take the money and run. Dub. Thank you very much. You old bitch. Very much appreciate it. He does have a Battlefield podcast, though. You guys should go listen. They're having a guest this week, in fact. So check that out. And last, but certainly not least, Slivovitz. Offline. Donated Tanner an amount of money. $100. But Slivo's a real fucking king. Real smart guy. And he donated me. Actually donated me $101, dude. Since you're running the company while Tanner is off vacationing, true. I donated more money to you. True. Indeed. And Sliv is an adult man, and he recognizes hard work and dedication, and he respects the work ethic. And that's why, right? That's why he's giving me more money than Tanner, because fuck Tanner and I'm better than him. Hey, we all get it. Sliv is a man of action, though. For real, Sliv, $101 donation, dude. Extremely fucking generous, brother. Long time friend of the pod, long time supporter of the pod. Really, really, really fucking appreciate it, Sliv. That's fucking huge. You've been around forever. You've been pissing and shitting your money away forever as well. And we'll take it, dude. Sliv, really fucking generous. Really appreciate you, dude. We love you. Honored, humbled, and indeed privileged. Thank you very much, Slivovitz. Very kind. Now, once again, patreon.com/thedropshot. 5 bonus eps a month and more. We're doing an overhaul soon, adding even more content in. All the Patreon episodes for this month are now out, so you can go listen to all of those at patreon.com/thedropshot. It's the best way for you guys to support, because that's where we offer all of our bonus content, and it's the best for us as well, because we get the most bang for your buck, as it were. So really appreciate it to all of you guys. Very, very, very generous. Now, couple announcements. First of all, on Tuesday, as you guys say in Britain, cringe, speak right. And that's about to be ironic. I went to the fucking ortho people, the Invisalign people. They did a 3D scan like a month ago. They finally got the retainers. They put on the brackets. and now I'm just lined up. Ligned up. Okay, so they're in right now. So if I sound weird, that's why. It's pretty subtle, but I can definitely tell I sound different, and I hate it. But hey, couple things. I'll get used to it, to talking this way. I don't like it, but I'll get used to it. You'll also fucking get used to it. You'll figure it out, won't you? And it's super uncomfortable, and I hate it. And I hate myself. And also, it's my fault, because when I got my traditional braces done 10 years ago, longer, 15 years ago, I didn't wear my retainer one single goddamn time, and then my teeth became a crooked disaster once again. And here I am, dude. Here I am just reaping what I've sown, and it's my fault. Another thing they told me, by the way, is that for the first couple days, weeks, whatever, you're going to talk weird because there's going to be more saliva in your mouth. And until right now, I was like, feels fine. I'm never talking unless I'm doing the podcast. Certainly not this much. This is the first time I've talked since I've gotten them on to any length. And it sucks. Yeah, I'm just all my disgusting fucking retainer juices, dude. I'm just slurping them right back up. Oh, and it's rough. And this is the best possible time for Tanner to fucking not be here. So, couple things on this episode that I'm about to do right now. I've been mildly uncomfortable and had a dull, slight ache in my dumb mouth for 48 hours straight so far. Okay, so not in the best frame of mind, not in the best mood. Didn't sleep super well. Okay, we're adjusting. My dumb little teeth are adjusting. Okay, it's also starting to like rub against that fucking little crease you have inside your bottom lip. I don't know if I never noticed it before or if I fucked them up, but now it's like starting to cut them. Or at least rub against them. Holy shit, it's annoying. So I hate myself right now. And life is suffering. And the Buddha was right. So we're going to do our best this episode. We're going to do our best. But now you know. Okay, so before we get into the rest of this episode, now you know what I'm dealing with, and it's all Tanner's fault. So keep that in mind. But yeah, and no, I can't take them out. I could, but I'm not going to, because that's not what they say to do. They say wear it 20 hours a day at the least, and that's what I'll be doing, because I want them out of my mouth now, and the more I wear them, the sooner I can do that. So you'll deal with it. Anyways, reminder, merch launch live November 4th, 8 p.m. Pacific time at thedropshot.com/live. So once again, in case any of you did not listen to our last episode, we are going to launch the merch on our website, thedropshot.com/live. And the website's thedropshot.com, but we'll be launching the merch there. And it's going to be going live at 8 p.m. Pacific time on November 4th. That is 1 hour before Vanguard comes out. So we're going to be live that whole time. We're going to be fucking hyping up all the sales and shit. It's going to be really fun. And once again, I will reiterate, we do not have unlimited stock. And especially if you want a t-shirt, order as soon as possible. Because we got 50 total of all sizes. And they're skewed toward like large XL. So like if you want a small shirt, we might have gotten one. I'm not kidding. So order that shit quickly. Because if it sells out, it sells out. And if the website says it's sold out, it's sold out. So especially if you want a t-shirt in your size, try and be there live. Try and order it right away. Because we might make the program go live, the merch store go live a little bit before 8 p.m. Pacific time. But that whole night's going to be really fun. We're going to live stream that evening. smooth sailing into the launch of Vanguard, and then a rocky launch, but that won't be our fault. So just a reminder there. And lastly, Saturday, this Saturday, there may or may not be a Saturday podcast this week. We'll fucking see. So as you're going to hear in this episode, very little to talk about in Call of Duty lately. They're getting ready for Vanguard. They're tight-lipped about it. So not too much to talk about. And I don't really expect much to change before Saturday. Also, Tanner is still going to be out of town on Saturday. So might not do a podcast at all. We will let you know on Twitter and in Discord. Twitter.com/the Dropshot Pod. And then the Discord is linked in the show notes, / whatever description, respectively. We'll let you guys know there, but I don't know if there's going to be a Saturday podcast this week. Tanner and I do have a really good idea for an episode we want to do on a Saturday. But, I mean, obviously he's not here this Saturday. Next Saturday, Vanguard will be out. So it's like, you know, I don't know when we're going to do it, but we want to talk about VPNs. A lot about VPNs, actually. A lot about VPNs. When, how common they are, what it's like. Is it cheating? Is it not? Is Ricochet going to hate it? Won't it? It's a good episode, and I'm like really excited to do it, but I don't know when that's going to happen. And Tanner really wants to be there for that. So if we do a podcast this weekend, it will not be on that. But that's an episode we have cooking, brewing. So other than that, that's it. We'll keep you guys posted for the Saturday episode. Just make sure you're in Discord or at least following the Twitter. We'll let you guys know on both. So other than that, Tanner, any other announcements? Cool, man. Cool and man. All right, boys and girls, if you're listening for the jingle, here it is. First, playlist updates. This isn't really a playlist update exactly. There have been, but we've talked about them before. Nothing is that crazy right now in Warzone or Cold War for that matter. But Iron Trials is now re-enabled for private matches. This includes solos, duos, trios, and quads. And the mode is currently limited to 132 players. The phrasing there is interesting. So, first of all, it's enabled for private matches again. That's good. That was pretty fast also that they did that. All squad sizes is good for all the Twitch rivals, the World Series of Warzone, all that kind of shit. That's a good feature to have. And then they say all versions of this mode are currently limited to 132 players. Again, pretty interesting. That obviously implies that they will be allowing for a different player cap, or at least just raising the player cap, actually, because you could just not meet it. So I would assume they would raise that to 150 relatively soon. I'm not really sure why they don't now. I don't quite understand that limitation. Arguably in pubs, I could get it if they're like, oh, we don't want, I don't know, too many people in the final zone since everyone has more health or whatever. That's flawed reasoning, but they've never played their game, so maybe they would think that. But in a private match, why not just let 150 people? I don't know. It's very weird. But anyway, they'll probably raise that again. That's why they said currently. So other than that, not much to talk about. Now, patch notes. Changes already in effect. Nothing this week except for stealth changes. However, last week there was a settings update that had something really good in it that Tanner and I forgot to mention that I think is really cool. So, tactical sprint. Tac sprint allows players to eliminate the need for a double tap on analog sticks. And I believe this is going to be... You know what? I don't know if this is going to be on keyboard and mouse. I think it should be, but maybe it's not. It really should be, but let me just read what the patch note here says. Tactical sprint, the setting, allows players to eliminate the need for a double tap on analog sticks. This option is intended to support fine motor accessibility. This menu option is located within the controller tab of the options and accessibility options menu. The setting has 3 options. Double tap, so you double tap it to tac sprint, which is default, but these are new. Single tap from sprint, single tap to tac sprint while sprinting, and then single tap from run. Single tap to tactical sprint while running. I think, now, for some reason, I thought this was going to be on keyboard and mouse and on controller. But I do actually like this change because I'm on keyboard and mouse and I'm running auto tactical sprint right now. I've run with it before. I've run without it before. I kind of vacillate between them. Oscillate, whatever. Both are correct, sort of. And right now I'm on auto tac. And I really like it, except for if I'm trying to jump on a ledge, sometimes I just fucking catapult myself off. Or if I'm using a shotgun. And the reason for that is that shotguns, very often you want to hip fire. And if you're tac sprinting, your sprint out time is really, well, there is a sprint out time, like from hip fire. So if I have a shotgun and I don't want to ADS with it, and I want to be able to fire it right away, I need to either be walking, which is what you would normally do, or sliding. So really good players, what they'll do, they'll leave auto tac on, and if they're using a shotgun, they just slide everything so that they can shoot. That's fine. But sometimes you're still going to get caught, and this fucks me a lot. Not that I use shotguns, but when you get them in the gulag, I have to really be careful about tac sprinting and like when to slide. Because another thing too is like, yeah, you need to slide to hip fire, and that's all well and good, and that's easy enough. But if you don't know where the guy is, you don't know where to slide into. And if they catch you in between slide cancels, you might get caught tac sprinting with a shotgun, and you're dead. So there still is auto tac sprint, but they also have these settings as well. I was way more excited for this when I thought it was keyboard and mouse too, because I would have liked to be able to single tap from run for sprint. That would be really cool. So like you're just running along, press shift, and you auto tac sprint. It's like every time you press sprint, you tac sprint. That's how I think it should be. But anyways, in any case, it appears to be for controller only. I'm kind of happy with auto tac right now, so I didn't want to do it. But I would encourage all of you to kind of play around with that. Especially those of you who don't like to use auto tac sprint, but you want to have that crazy mobility that everyone else has. One of these settings could be a good middle ground for you. Particularly single tap from run. I think that would be the best middle ground setting there. So that is that. And that's not from this week. That happened over a week ago. We just forgot to mention it. Forgotten to mention it, so we thought we would here. Let me take a giant sip of water, dude. Oh, yeah. All right. Next. Again, as I said, no changes. Nothing going on at all. Vanguard comes out in 8 days. So less than that by the time you're hearing this on an app. So, unsurprisingly, real light week. No official patches. However, a couple stealth patches that I wanted to, /info that I want to talk about. So, first thing here, and these both will be linked in the show notes. This is a video from JGod about the RPD stealth recoil change. Is it a buff? Is it a nerf? Well, again, the video's linked in the show notes. Here's the TLDR. The RPD used to have recoil like the Cold War MP5, which is to say, first 10 bullets, it fucking flies up straight up, and then after that, it's like super easy to control. Very little recoil. Cold War MP5 still does that. RPD used to, it now doesn't. And now it's pretty steady, straight line up in terms of recoil. And this was interesting to me because when the Stoner was seeing its kind of popularity, its 15 minutes of fame in Warzone, I wondered, like, why the Stoner and not like an RPD? Because the RPD is like very similar, a little bit slower fire rate, but other than that, it should fuck, you know, and it might even have higher damage values. And this could be part of the reason. I actually have no doubt that it is. But is it good now just because it's easier to control? No. No. So if anyone on TikTok, because here's what they do on TikTok. I've actually figured it out. These TikTokers, okay, they're subscribed to people like JGod on YouTube. And then they wake up in the morning, they go to JGod's YouTube channel, and then they look at a thumbnail and maybe a video title. And the video title says, RPD stealth recoil change. Is it good? Okay, let's say that's what the video is called. The kid doesn't watch the video. That would be you'd be out of your mind to think he would go so far as to actually watch the goddamn video. 10 minutes long, by the way. You'd be out of your mind. He's not writing a doctoral thesis, okay? He's not defending his thesis. All he's doing, the extent of his research is going to the link, looking at the thumbnail. And then he goes, oh, okay. I watched a JGod video and I looked at all of his spreadsheets. He didn't do any of that. And the RPD got silently buffed. And then they make a TikTok. And then you, listener, you watch that TikTok and you think that guy knows what he's talking about. Okay? Well, hey, I'm here to tell you, no. The RPD is still not worth using. Has an open bolt delay. It's an LMG. Still has LMG handling and all that shit. And when you factor in the open bolt delay, the time to kill is like the same as an XM4. Maybe a little faster. But an EM2 has a faster time to kill. Like, this gun is not worth using at all. So, if you see a TikTok, if one of your friends is using an RPD right now, tell him to knock it off. Because it's dog shit. Not good, not worth using. If it was an AR, maybe. But certainly as an LMG, with LMG handling, LMG reload speed, absolutely fucking not worth it. Not worth using at all. So, easier, and this might be a factor for ground loot. In fact, that's probably why they changed it, was to make the ground loot RPDs that are in the game a little easier to use. But that doesn't mean that you should make a loadout gun with it. It might mean you should be more willing to pick up a ground loot RPD, but don't make a loadout with one. No shot. So there you go. And then the second thing I wanted to talk about, fuck Tanner, is the LAPA. So Sure Game Data did a video on the new SMG, the LAPA, and that'll be linked in the show notes. And he had a couple of interesting things to say about it. First of all, every damage zone is a different damage value. So for example, LAPA headshot damage is going to be X. LAPA neck damage is X minus 2, chest X minus 4, stomach X minus 5, and extremities X minus 7. They're all 5 different values. For almost every other gun in Warzone, that is not the case. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Hard to say. Depends on what the numbers are, I guess. But a lot of variability like that, right off the bat, and this is something he didn't say, but I will tell you. Not that good in general, because it's going to make the gun feel super inconsistent. Because you can shoot someone 4 times in the foot, and then once in the chest, and then the guy takes 20 minutes to die, and then your next fight, you're right on, you're hitting all upper chest, and it's like instant. And it's going to feel insanely inconsistent. Kind of like how every Cold War gunfight feels. Sometimes you can shoot him forever, and then another time you shoot him twice and he's dead. That's because the headshot multiplier is so insane. That's kind of what I'm thinking this LAPA would feel like. I haven't unlocked it, and I haven't used it. So I can't say for certain, besides that one game where I picked them up. But that's just to start, is that every different region has a different value. In addition, every barrel on that gun, many of the barrels, increase the TTK or decrease it, and then increase the shots to kill and decrease it, and also the rate of fire. So this gun's actually like really unique. Different barrels are changing RPMs and range values, or I think, yeah, range values too. And this is something you don't normally see for full auto SMGs. You see, you see rate of fire changes on like burst weapons, like the AUG, the M16. There are barrels that increase your rounds per minute, but you don't usually see that on a barrel on a full auto SMG. So it's pretty odd. So I've got a couple little graphs here. This is the time to kill from, again, True Game Data. I'll link his video in the show notes on the LAPA. So, and this is with 3 of the different barrels, 3 of the good barrels. And he's comparing it to the PPSH and the OTS-9. This is just combo shots on a fully plated opponent. So this is the most accurate kind of summary of what a realistic TTK will be in Warzone on someone who's fully plated. OTS is the best up to 8 meters. And then between 8 meters and infinity, the LAPA with the BR compact barrel kills quite a bit faster, actually. It kills at about 52.5 millisecond or 520 millisecond TTK from 0 to 9 meters. And then another drop off there. Then it goes up to, what is that? 610 milliseconds up to from 9 to 14. And then 14 to infinity. It's got 700 millisecond time to kill, which is actually really good range for an SMG, by the way. 700 milliseconds at any range on an SMG is quite good. So, OTS is faster than that inside of 8 meters. It's faster than every gun inside of 8 meters, so this isn't terribly surprising. But beyond that, this is way better with the BR compact. However, do I think it's worth using? Probably not, because just use a Cold War MP5 instead. Because the Cold War MP5 tells a very similar story, where basically it gets beat by the OTS inside of 8 meters, and then it's better at pretty much everything else. Cold War MP5 already does that. And also, Cold War MP5 iron sights are decent. Now, I haven't had a chance to, I didn't think to, honestly, compare the TTK of the LAPA and the Cold War MP5. However, they're probably so close, almost certainly so close, that I would still go with the Cold War MP5 just because you can use irons on it. And with the LAPA, you simply cannot do that because they're so goddamn bad. At the end of this video, in fact, he gives some like example loadouts that he would use, and he runs a red dot on all of them because they're so shit. You know, so that's totally unsurprising. So right here, by the way, I just pulled this up. Here's the MP5 in Cold War versus the LAPA. Oh, this is with no barrel though. Shit. I forgot about the barrel. All right, I'll add it on right now. Have faith. Have faith. And then also what he was talking about too was the fact that you could do this in iron trials. So he has another chart, and I'll show that in a second. So here we go. TTK between the LAPA with the BR Compact and the Cold War MP5. It is faster. It is faster. It's got about a 525 millisecond TTK up to 9 meters. Whereas with the Cold War MP5, it is 560 millisecond TTK. You know what? This is chest shots, but still, there's actually some merit to the LAPA. Again, the only problem being you'd have to use a fucking optic on it. And I don't know if that's worth it. However, again, as he says in this video, it has the fastest movement and ADS movement in the game, the LAPA, in the entire game. And it has, by extension, the fastest sprint time, fastest strafe speed as well. So one of the points True Game Data made was like, yeah, I know the irons suck, but just drop a mobility attachment like a bruiser grip for a red dot, because since this is the fastest moving gun in the game, you can afford to. And it's not like you're really losing anything, because you're still going to have really good mobility just because the base mobility is so good. And then you'll have a pretty competitive SMG. So I have not unlocked the LAPA, and I kind of, you know, cast it away when I used it once and saw how bad the irons are. But True Game Data made a pretty convincing argument, so I will be giving it a try once I unlock it. Now, right now, you have to do the haunting event bullshit to unlock it, and I refuse to do that. However, once the haunting event is over, they will have a new unlock challenge where we can all unlock the LAPA and then level it up and see how it goes. I would definitely be using a red dot, and then it would be an interesting gun to see. Again, fast mobility at least. Probably a little easier to control than a Cold War MP5, and a little faster killing too. So until I use it, I can't say definitively if I would recommend it. And it does feel bad not being able to use iron sights on an SMG, but a pretty compelling argument, and I'm gonna be giving it a try. And the video is gonna be linked in the show notes. So before we move on from that, here is the same chart, except this is in iron trials where people have 400 health points, hit points, whatever. And here in iron trials, OTS is way far ahead, up close. However, LAPA rifled barrel is better than the BR compact barrel. So that just kind of changes depending on, obviously, how much health the other guy has. And this is unsurprising, right? When Tanner and I talk about how one-shot kill weapons are good depending on how much time to kill you have, it's because the longer the time to kill, the more different weapons get shuffled around in a TTK chart just like that, dude. Because the health other people has matters. And that is a lot of what's going to determine what the best types of guns are in any game. So in Iron Trials, it is different with the LAPA. I wouldn't recommend anything. Well, you might not want to run an OTS 9 in Iron Trials because it only has 40 rounds. So that's something to consider. But anyway, the video will be linked. You guys can check it out yourselves if you want in the show notes. But all in all, pretty interesting stuff, and I will eventually be giving it a try, especially if it's the fastest moving gun in the game. That's really good. I wonder if that translates to sprint out time and ADS time, though. When I used it, sprint out and ADS seemed fine, but I wasn't blown away by how fast it was or anything, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, now, that's it. Other than that, no fucking changes in the entire last week. And that is not surprising because, again, as we've been talking about, Vanguard comes out in 8 days, dude. And we're very excited about it. However, so here's what I'll say. Not surprised that there was not much in the way of patch notes to talk about this evening. And no patch notes really this week at all. Very surprised, however, at how little Vanguard news we've gotten. I expected by now to have a lot to talk about regarding Vanguard. I don't know exactly what I was expecting, but I feel like a week out from Cold War, we knew so much more than we know about Vanguard right now. So one thing we talked about, Tanner and I, in a recent Patreon episode, was like, whatever happened with all the vehicles that were in like every single trailer for Vanguard? Where did they go? What happened to them? Because there was all this buzz about it. Everyone, or not everyone, but Tom Henderson, I think, was alluding to like, there's going to be vehicles like tanks in Warzone, maybe. And then I think a lot of other leakers were saying that, maybe hitching off of him. I don't really know. And then we just heard nothing about it. And now, not even just Warzone related, but a week out, the new Pacific map, that's a little farther away, but still we haven't heard a fucking peep. But Vanguard specifically, we haven't heard shit. No more leaks. No more news. No more trailers, whatever. I feel like we knew a lot more a week before Cold War's release. I could be mistaken. I don't remember perfectly or anything, but I am very, very surprised at how little news we have regarding Vanguard at this time. But, I mean, honestly, again, I don't care because the game is still going to come out on the same time, whether I know everything or nothing before it comes out, and it's still going to be the same game. So, it doesn't really matter to me, but it is pretty surprising nonetheless. However, with all of that said, we don't have nothing. We just don't have a lot. So, first, Call of Duty tweeted yesterday. Good news for hard drives everywhere. Vanguard's install size at launch will be significantly below previous Call of Duty releases. New on-demand texture streaming tech, oh god, that's tough, expected to save up to 30 to 50% on next-gen console and PC hard drive disk space. So, what confuses me about this is that in Warzone right now, you can use on-demand texture streaming. I have that setting on. And Warzone is still 3 picobytes. So, I don't know. Hey, what? What am I not understanding? I don't know. But I guess it's good news. I mean, this is the official Call of Duty account, not even Activision. Call of Duty account, at Call of Duty on Twitter. So, that's probably going to be true. We'll see how long that fucking lasts, but nonetheless, that is good news for hard drives everywhere. They are absolutely correct. And then Charlie Intel has some specifics. PS5, 64 gigs. PS4, 54. Xbox Series X and S, 61. Xbox One, 56 gigabytes. Which actually is not bad. That would obviously include campaign, multiplayer, and zombies, I would imagine. Well, maybe not, actually. Because it says required space. So I don't know. That could be the full game. It's not super clear based on the tweet, but still doable, manageable for sure. So that's that. And then also some preload info, some pre-download. PlayStation preloading, so you can install the game before you can play it, starts on October 28th at 9 p.m. Pacific if you live in North and South America. All other regions on October 29th for PlayStation. So that's well before Vanguard comes out. You don't need to rush to do that right when it happens. Just make sure it's done before the game releases. And then on Xbox, preloading worldwide October 28th, 9 p.m. Pacific time. PC, getting the short end, getting shafted again. Preloading begins November 2nd on Battle.net. More info on PC features to come. And Charlie Intel tweeted that today. So, PC, use Battle.net. You can preload it on November 2nd. Again, I don't care. As long as it's a day in advance, then I'm good. So, I'll be able to preload the fuck out of that, which I will be doing. So, yep, and cock. And then the last thing from Tom Henderson, again this afternoon, tweeted, I'm currently on holiday until the end of the week, but I'll have some new reports on Modern Warfare 2 2022 next week. It sounds like it's going to tick all the boxes apart from SBMM, but what can you do for a COD title? I just hope they can execute it. So, a couple of things. First of all, I don't care that much about COD 2022 right now. To be honest, Vanguard isn't even out yet. However, also, I don't care if it ticks all the boxes. The game is not playable by literally anyone yet. It's not even an alpha. So how do you know it's going to tick all the boxes? If you read me Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I would say, hey, cool. That ticks all my boxes. Here, let's see. It has kill streaks. Okay, cool, check. Guns that shoot bullets. Awesome. Okay. It's got maps. Okay, cool. Very cool. You don't have to pay to win for guns because everyone gets the same guns. You only have to buy cosmetics. Oh, fantastic. Check mark. It is a Call of Duty game. There's going to be seasonal content updates every 2 months, 3 months. Check. It would just tick all of my boxes, wouldn't it? But, oops, and let's hold our horses, okay? Because actually, in reality, in-game, of course, Modern Warfare ticks none of my boxes. Can I see? Sure, X sure can't. Now, I didn't know that a box I needed to tick for a checklist for a first-person shooter game, as many of you know, was being able to fucking see people, right? But now I know that because MW 2019 came out. So, I don't care that Tom Henderson is tweeting this. Maybe they have good ideas. Let's see if they execute it. And if Modern Warfare 2 2022, change all of it, by the way, make a new fucking game title, because this is really annoying. I don't want to say the year after every fucking time I talk about your game like I'm typing into a bibliography, dude. I don't like it. Make a new title. Thanks in advance. If Infinity Ward is at the helm, it's gonna fucking suck. Just like MW 2019 did. The maps might be better. Visibility probably won't be. Still gonna be dead silence. Still gonna be stopping power. And so help me God, if Ashton Williams is still the community manager in 2022, I will be livid, dude. Livid. So, Tom, I love you. I respect you more than any of the other leakers. But I don't give a fuck if you think it ticks all the boxes. And you should not be that naive. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't, though. The game is not even an alpha yet. let's say so far, they plan things that I think sound good. Let's say that. So, I don't know. I have very, very little faith in Infinity Ward at this time. Hopefully they prove me wrong in 2022. But, again, also, Vanguard isn't even out yet. I'm not super concerned with this right this moment. And then another interesting thing about this tweet. By the way, least surprising thing I've ever read. Apart from SBMM, but what can you do? Okay, so in case anyone's forgotten, SBMM's never going away, right? We're all aware of that. Okay, so just in case anyone thought they would reverse SBMM, they're not going to. And it's going to be in Vanguard, and it's going to be in COD 2022, and all of them. So just keep that in mind. But that is that. And again, totally unsurprising. So Tom did say, I just hope they can execute it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, and again, the big problem with me for MW 2019 was shit that shouldn't have been a problem. Not being able to see people, which shouldn't be a problem. And then just terrible map design. I think if one thing that COD 2022 is going to be do better than MW 2019, I would hope to Christ that it's map design. Because I feel like they got a lot of heat from at least some of the community about the dog shit maps in this game. I mean, the worst of any COD I've ever played. There were maybe 3 like good original maps. Every other fun map in that game was a remake. Shoot House. I liked Ramaza. I'd say that's a good map. Oops. I mean, what else is there? What other good maps are there? None? Not really. There's some okay maps, like Gunrunner's fine. It's not a good map, though. It's not an instant classic by any means, you know. Yeah, I don't know. And then we look at like Cold War for all of its faults. Yamantau is better than any Modern Warfare 2019 map. Maybe not Shoot House. Maybe not Shoot House. But there you go. Apocalypse. There's another one. All the strike maps, quite good. Like Crossroads Strike, quite good. The fucking boat, the 3 boats map. I know it's like a ground war combined arms map, so maybe that doesn't count, but still. A lot of the Cold War originals were like pretty fucking good. And you compare that to dog shit MW 2019. So I don't know. Anyways, that's that on MW 2 2022. Holy shit. Change it. So anyway, I am curious to see what he has to say next week. He said he's on holiday till the end of the week, but he'll have new reports on the game. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. We'll talk about it, but honestly, we're going to be so excited about Vanguard that we're not going to really care. So just, you know, keep that in mind. Candor Hideout? No. I liked Candor Hideout when it came out, but the more I played it, the more I hated it because that middle building is too strong. It's too good of a spot, and if you camp in there, then you just won't die ever. And it's not good. It's not fun. And also, disgusting sun glare on Candor. Disgusting sun glare. And a little too big. A little too much unused real estate. Kind of like every MW 2019 map, though, right? It's just like, oh, okay, this could be good if it was 80% smaller. Yeah, that would be cool. But it's not, so it's fucking dog shit. Candor's not dog shit, though, but it's not great. That middle building is just too strong. Once people started picking up on that, I would play games where either I'm in mid camping and I can't die, they're in mid camping, and then I either push them and can't kill them, Or don't push them and then nothing happens for the whole game. And you like catch a random straggler every once in a while. That middle position is just too good. But they don't play video games, so how would they know? Smile. Anyways. All right, boys and girls. Other than that, that is it. Light episode today, as I said. This is all I could scrounge together for tonight. Really light on news, but fret not. We will be back certainly on, let's see. When does Vanguard come out? We'll almost certainly be back at the latest on Tuesday. If not, definitely Wednesday. But might be a Saturday episode, might not. I'll keep you posted on Twitter and in Discord. And again, reminder, merch sale. Launch going live the 4th, 8 p.m. Pacific time. 1 hour before Vanguard comes out. We're going to do the whole thing live, and we're going to smooth sail that bitch into a Vanguard fucking release day, evening gameplay stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. Please come and join us. We hope to see you guys there. All right, that's it. Patreon.com/thedropshots, the best way to support the show. My dumb Invisalign is now absolutely cutting my gum. I don't know if it's because I'm talking and it does that now. Super fun. But I'm going to go try and take care of that. So patreon.com/thedropshot. We love you guys. We appreciate you. That's the best way to support the show. 5 bonus episodes a month. Damascus discount for the merch store coming soon. All right. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, stay humble.